in Beloit, we got redneck rappers.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. Good morning, YouTube and RVDaydream. What you doing? This is what I'm doing. Editing video like normal. I don't know. It must be 7:45 this morning, and I got up and I need to start editing video. So this is what happens. This is their life. This is what we end up doing. It's a lot of work. It's going to be a really nice day outside. You can tell I'm kind of groggy. I don't know why. Last night I slept. I think it's because I had a glass of tea before I went to bed and a lot of caffeine. I was tired and I had a lot of dreams going on, so that kept me kind of awake. But yeah, it's going to be a beautiful day outside. It's going to be in the 80s, probably a little bit higher in the humidity than it has been in the last few days. Of course, Heidi's at work. Good news is she's not closing the store today, and she's going to be home, at a reasonable time on Friday. We should actually go out. Her and I should actually go out. We don't hardly go out like on Friday night or Saturday night for the same reason that people don't go RVing on holidays. Those days are usually pretty busy, and the other thing is I wouldn't mind going into a bar or a sports bar type environment that's kind of a party environment on a Friday or Saturday. I haven't been in that kind of a situation, recently, but maybe about 4 times in the last, year. We did step off to the casino one day, I remember, and that was a lot of fun. That was on like a Friday, and it was kind of a party environment. It's kind of fun to get into that occasionally, just like we have occasionally went and, RV'd on holidays. And I don't know, it's busy, and it's, you got to have a little bit higher tolerance for people, I guess, in general. But it's also kind of nice that you're interacting with all these people that are out having fun, enjoying themselves, and, everybody's, for the most part, in a pretty good mood, except for the people that are just trying to, I don't know, be jerks, I guess. I don't even know some of these people, what they're thinking when they go out. That's what we're doing, though. That's what I'm doing. I don't know what Heidi's doing. I should call her up and tell her to record something, what her day's like at work. See if I can get a phone video stuck in here. I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll try.
Pretty darn close. So
Yeah.
right now.
So this is the video editing process that I was just talking about, and I've been sitting in this chair, other than I took a little pizza snack sitting at the desk like I normally do. I've been sitting here for, I don't know. I don't even know what time it is. So 10:59. So you get the idea. I was shooting that video earlier about 7:45, and now we're, at 11 a.m., and I'm still editing video. I mean, I'm still in my pajamas. So I had a question about, what's the deal with your video editing as far as why don't you do it, potentially at night? Well, I do it at night. And it takes a lot. It's not like that I'm doing really good editing either. I mean, I throw in some, pictures occasionally and stuff like that. I think on this video I've added a few things. Yeah, there's some, some pictures and just little things here and there. Here's some more pictures. Of course, my computer's not catching up because I've got my tab on there. But so yeah, that it's hard to say, what it is exactly, but I think there's some general rules of thumb here. Seems like that for me to get a video that's a 30-minute long video, I'm capturing a decent amount of footage. The most little amount of footage for a 30-minute video, if you do it absolutely perfect and it's right to the point, and it's, I could say maybe 45-minute footage. Usually it's about an hour's worth of footage captured on the camera that has to go into the machine here for me to edit down and get a 30-minute video out of it. If I've shot video over multiple days, it's even harder, because at that point, you have to, keep the story flow, and you've got to edit it to where it makes sense. You might have to add in, titles and stuff and text to carry the story along to let it's the next day or it's a couple hours later or what's going on. Because each day, unless you're really on ball and you go back and review what you did the day before, you may not make it fluid. Something like this, the video that I'm putting up now, which you guys have already seen, it's the dream state video of our, how things are going, how we're doing as far as moving along, as far as our full-time efforts. That one, we have a lot of footage. I would have to think that we probably have 2 hours worth of video footage. Actually, yeah, no, we have about an hour's worth of video footage. However, this was like the third take that we had made, and that's something else that happened. So even capturing an hour's worth of footage, you might have to do that 3 times to make your take make sense, especially tangents and stuff like that, which I get on a lot. You want to make it to where it makes sense, and you don't know necessarily where it's going. Some of the information that you're giving at the time might be really informative, and you might be experiencing as you're saying it, as I'm saying it, you might be experiencing, hey, this is a really good topic, I'm glad I'm talking about it, I want to get into details about it. And then you get into another topic and you might find out, this isn't really going anywhere, and I've talked about it for the last 15 minutes. Then you go back and you retake everything, and you say, okay, I'm going to drop that little 15-minute blurb. I'm not even going to talk about that subject. I'm going to go back to the other subject, and I'm going to make it clear moving into it why I'm talking about it. So like in this video here, Heidi and I, we did 3 takes. When we started the video, it was daylight outside, and when we finished, it was dark. That's usually why you'll see us have the blinds pulled in the background, just in case we use something from the beginning of the video that we started shooting, and then something that we're using at the end of the 3 takes. We don't want it to where all of a sudden it's dark outside and then it's light outside, that kind of a thing. But in our case, usually what we do is we'll try to sit down, shoot a video. If it sounds good, but there's some topics we want to drop, some topics we want to expound on even more, we may do a retake. And Heidi knows that's best too, and she likes it that way. Other than the time that's spent, involved shooting the video, she likes it that way because she doesn't necessarily talk like I do. I'm a little bit more fast on my feet as far as the talking goes, and which way the conversation's going, and I can direct the story the way that I want it to happen. But in her case, she likes to know ahead of time what I'm going to be spitting out of my mouth, so she can react to it, so she can interject. And also she can say, hey, listen, when we do this next take, let's not even talk about that. That doesn't make much sense. I didn't like what you said. And vice versa. I've said that to her. Even during this take, I told her, I said, hey, when you were talking about this one thing, I actually got confused because you mentioned so many days, that you were doing something on one day and then something on the next day. And again, she does the same to me. She says, hey, don't even talk about that. That's too confusing. You get into too much detail. Just skip it. So anyways, that's what I'm doing.
Take 99. Michael said that I had to do a recording, so here it is. It's Friday, getting off work, and I'm going home to relax. Nothing too exciting that went on today. You're supposed to get a shipment. It hasn't showed up yet, so we'll have to deal with it tomorrow. Anyway, have a good evening. Bye.
Good morning, YouTube and RV Daydream. What you doing? Yeah, what am I doing? It's RV Daydream. What you doing? This is just our basic, everyday stuff. What did I do yesterday? Oh, let me think. Let me show you real quick as far as what it looks like down in our basement in the corner that I had to work with. Yeah, look at this. I had to put in a new tank. This tank right here. Not a big deal, real easy to do. I say that about a lot of stuff, and I got people saying, well, I would never be able to do that. Well, I mean, after you've done this a couple times, I mean, we've been here for 20 years. We went through a couple of cheap pumps. We had a real nice pump when we first moved in, and I didn't even know. Being a new homeowner and not familiar with water pumps, we had a Deming, a big cast iron Deming pump, and it failed, and I didn't know you could rebuild them. So we put the tank, which was all rusty, which I didn't know. I thought that they were like one unit. I put it all at the road and said, hey, free scrap, and that got picked up right away. Well, I was told then by my father-in-law, what the hell did you do that for? It's that Deming pump, it's a good one. I know you guys are checking out all this. Look at that. This is like a dirt crawl space. This was all added on at a later time. Yeah, it's kind of weird down here. But, you know, it is storage. Look at all that crap we bought. So, anyways, the tank started rusting, the one that we put on there. And, oh well, I mean, it was time. It was time for us to put a new one on. So whoever gets the house is going to have a new tank, and it'll last probably for about 10 years, and then they'll get to do another one. So, anyways, that's what I was doing yesterday. And then the old tank was just as big as this one, looked just like this one, except, of course, you know, rusty. There was a couple of rust holes poking through, and it was leaking. That's why I have the fan here. I had the fan blowing over here. Yeah, look at our yard sale down here. Look at all this yard sale stuff. Isn't that crazy? Plus, we got to paint all these walls before we go. Oh, my God, it's going to be a nightmare. So why was I telling you about that? Oh, let me turn off the basement light. Lights. Lots of lights. Because that was part of what happened yesterday that's going to get me into something else and what I've been doing this morning or getting ready to do. So after I replaced that tank, I took the old one and I rolled it across the yard here. And as I got it to the driveway, I was like, where am I going to put this thing? Oh, I'll put it in my scrap pile. Then I rolled it around to the scrap pile you guys always see in my videos, and I was like, it doesn't really fit, and it might be time. And it was. So the scrap pile's gone. Well, most of it. Here's a exhaust clamp, and here's the brake spring, and yeah, I forgot there was even a pallet here. Sorry to get rid of this wood. Not the 2x2 treated 2x2 pallet things, but this other wood, I'll just get a fire going and burn it. Then I can trim all these trees and limbs and stuff. It's funny, there was a tree here. There was a big tree here that'd been here for years. It was a Rose of Sharon tree. Oh, I forgot that pipe. Man, I went to the scrapyard and there's that big steel pipe right there. Darn it! I knew I forgot something. That's horrible. Crap, how stupid am I? So why am I saying that? Well, I'm not going back to the scrapyard ever again because my truck got really dirty. And look at, even though I got cardboard in here, I still got to sweep all this out. All this got really dirty. And for 660 pounds, I only got $25. That ain't worth it. It's not worth me getting a flat tire. That's all I could think of when I was driving through there. But nonetheless, I got rid of my scrap. Apparently not all of it. I can't believe I forgot it. The other thing that I was wanting to do is Heidi and I have been talking about doing a live chat again, which it's probably about time for us to do one for sure. The problem is just setting up the whole thing is kind of a pain in the butt. And really what I need to do is learn how to do the live chat on the computer to where it's a little bit more compact. Because right now, you know, I set up a separate camera. I set up the laptop, and then I have a different monitor, and that way I can steal information off the laptop and put it to the live chat, to the software. So for example, our last live chat, which went a long time, which they always go a long time because I enjoy talking to you guys, that one unfortunately required me to get into my hard drives and get pictures and post pictures and stuff like that. And I still want to be able to do that, but I need to do it on one laptop. Now the problem is then that makes everything that you're seeing, at least on our end, Heidi and I, it's hard to read, it's hard to reply to, so that means I'm going to have to keep my other laptop handy for Heidi for her to reply to comments. I'm sure she could do it on the phone, but it'd probably be best for her to do it, you know, on another laptop, but still have her interact, obviously, with you guys. I mean, that's one of the main reasons we like to do the live chats, so you guys can talk with Heidi. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. I'll tell you, YouTube's got it right. YouTube's, they have it set up to where you can do your live chats off your phone. The problem is the cameras on the phone aren't wide angle. And no matter how much you guys might enjoy hearing me talk, I know that I get really long-winded, I get bored, and as you're sitting here even listening to this, you're probably looking behind me. You're looking at what's going on behind me and, you know, what's happening in general. Well, the nice thing about having a wide angle is you can see all that stuff. If I get another camera that I'm using that doesn't have a wide angle, like what's on most phones, the shot isn't as good as far as I'm concerned. Now, I don't mind this wide angle as far as, you know, it's not accurate. Everybody says, well, you're not as fat as you look like on camera. No, I think they're just being kind because, yeah, I'm chubby bunny. I'm fat. But this wide angle does distort things as far as what you guys see. But the alternative would be like this little narrow view. And I know you guys are going to say, oh my God, I can't believe he's talking about phones. Yeah, well, I know that they're going to be coming out with phones that have wide angle lenses for the front facing lens. That's what I need. I need a wide angle lens or a wider angle lens for the front facing lens, so I can actually put up my phone and use that as the camera, because it works really well. But look at the angle. I mean, yeah, let me show you what the angle would be if we do a front-facing camera live chat as it's currently set up with one of the latest phones that are out there. So you can see what the live chat would be. And again, it's not a big deal to do as far as if we have it set up on the, you know, a tripod or something like that. But I just don't like the way that this thing looks. And it needs to be wider, and my arm's only so long. Even if I set the camera far away, now I've got to worry about audio, so I usually set up different microphones anyways. Maybe we'll try to do a live chat on the phone, just to see what it's like today. That'll be interesting. I'll have to make sure that I don't have the camera reversed, because I swear right now I have it reversed. It could be just it's a mirror image thing, which that's fine. I don't mind that, except unless it's capturing it this way, and then I do mind. But let's go back to the other camera. I guess that wouldn't be so bad to do. The only thing is sometimes the focus likes to move in and out, so I got to click the focus and I got to lock it in. The other thing is of course I got to hook up all kinds of power to the phone, make sure it's got good connection and the audio and all that stuff. But it might be something. I still would like to use that more than the laptop. I think that the live feature would be so much better if the camera was a little bit better for the phone. And the thing that I would love to do is make it to where I could input an external camera to the phone. One day, I try to figure that stuff out, and I don't know. I might be able to do it. We'll figure that out some other time, because if I could set up a separate camera altogether for the phone, that'd be awesome. But the whole idea behind having a live chat available, or live view available, or live streaming, I should say, on a phone, is that you have the cameras and everything already built into the phone, so it makes it, easy to do. So again, if they could come up, or they have, it's just if Samsung would come out with a wide angle or a wider angle lens for the front facing camera, so I could see what you guys are saying as we're talking, I would be doing more live chat, that's for sure. Okay, Heidi bought me a wrench the other day, and let me tell you why. I needed a fast acting wrench, or a ratchet wrench, for an anti-rattle hitch. This was what we used prior to buying this rock shield. But the rock shield, I didn't think this was going to work, but I found that if you just flip it upside down and use it incorrectly, it does work. But it's a little bit harder to get to the bolts or the nuts to tighten it down, so that's why she bought the wrench. So if you guys are thinking about this whole system that I've got, which is a Pro Pride, hitch with a 2.5-inch shank and a rock shield, this will work. This is hitchclamp.com. I got this on Amazon. Just click our link and go in and look it up and look for 2.5-inch. I had to get a new one. I had a different one that was a little bit lesser quality than this, but did a good job. It won't work obviously on this. So So that's why I had the wrench. So let me get some cleaning done. Looks like there might be storming throughout the day today. I'm definitely not mowing the lawn, which is good. The lawn is starting to really slow down as far as its growth. We do have some big stuff coming up. A couple of big things. Not purchases or nothing like that. We're going to probably start streamlining our spending a little bit here, which is probably sounds like a good thing with some of the people that have been commenting. They said, quit doing reviews on stuff. I ain't got enough money. I get it. I know. We're just trying to prepare. But I do have one more upgrade that I'm going to probably do to the truck. I'm thinking about putting the water tank in the truck, but we're so close to winter. That's kind of stupid because the water tank has to come right back out. I do have the big family trip that we're going to do, and I think we're going to bring our camera along and shoot video of what we can during that trip. Got a lot of people that just like watching trips in general. Got other people that say, forget it, if it's not RVing, we're not going to watch it, which is great. I do the same thing. As soon as I see some of these other RVers and they're like, we're going to go to Mexico for the day. Well, you're not taking your RV, and I'm not watching it. Or they say, hey, here we are in Italy. Yeah, I'm the same way. I just don't watch it. I don't care about that stuff. And really, quite honestly, a lot of the vacation stuff that we watch on YouTube, we don't like to, in our case, we don't like to experience the sights and the sounds of that area because we want to explore that. And if it's an area we've already explored, we don't need to see it again. But there's a lot of people that enjoy that. They like to see, and they know that they may not be able to get out that way, so they kind of live through us vicariously. So we're kind of in a catch-22. Some of the stuff we'll show, people will tune out like we do, and other people will tune in because they like seeing it. It's a tough call. So we'll just show you what we normally show and how we show it. But as far as our family vacation, we'll bring you guys along. And not only that, but when we get done with the family vacation, we have another RV trip. Yeah, you guys will get to see that. Our patrons already know about it. You guys don't get that privilege unless you become a patron. Those guys are pretty good. I love sharing that information with them early, to give them a heads up, so they got a foot in the door, above and beyond and in front of everybody else. But yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, got this cleaned up. Went ahead and got out our cultivator and I ran this over. Churned it all up. There's the roots there for that tree. I chopped those up a little bit. That little cultivator does a good job. Of course, I use these occasionally. The bricks will go around the back, and all the crap's over there burning, including the branch that was down in the yard. This cultivator here, I'm telling you what, if you guys have a chance to buy one of these, it's a Honda GX31. They call it the FG100, Harmony FG100, but the engine, the GX31, anything with that engine on it, as a small engine mechanic, I'm telling you, that is unbelievable. I have never done anything with it. It has been sitting for 2 years in the shed, and I dumped out the gas that was in it, put in new gas, and it fired right up. Every year it fires up on the first or second pull, every single time. Now that is legendary Honda right there. There's no doubt about it. So if you guys ever see anything with a GX31 Honda engine on it, and if it's running, it's worth some money. I think I bought this slightly used, and I mean very slightly used. Like somebody bought it and used it one time with a wheel edger kit. I've got an edger kit back there somewhere underneath those cabinets that you take off all the cutting blades and you put one blade on and a wheel on the other side and it becomes an edger. Well, anyways, I bought all that and I think I paid like $420 for it on eBay, and I'm thinking that it's pretty close to that still, even now, as far as retail. This will sell for $250 like that. It is a good piece. This is one, out of all the lawn equipment that I have, that good old plow tractor, it served us so well over the years, but this here is the one thing that I will miss, even though I don't even use it, just because it runs like a sewing machine. I mean, it purrs. It's just an incredible machine. Enough fanboy on the little Honda engine. So yeah, I've got all the pallets and everything that was sitting over there in the wood. And of course that branch all burned up. It's a pretty hot day. Now I gotta go hose off my shoes, lay them out in the sun, and go take a shower. We'll see what we can get in a couple days here. We'll see what happens. Maybe later today, I don't know. So it's the next day. RV, what you doing? Heidi's home. This is her day off. Thank God. And she's texting away on her phone. She's actually posting stuff on
Camping stuff.
Yeah, and buy sell trade and crap that we've got in the house.
That we don't no longer use.
Yeah, we haven't used a lot of stuff. You gotta talk a little louder. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that we have in the house. I still have like a Verizon hotspot, a MiFi hotspot, a 7730 or something like that. It's nice. I mean, it's a really nice unit, but we don't have Verizon. We tried it for about 3 months, 4 months, and it just wasn't working for us. So yeah, anyways, we have tons of stuff. So that's part of the downsize thing. So Heidi and I's just talking, and we might have to figure it out on a calendar if we're going to have a yard sale and when we might be able to sneak it in. You know, I mentioned to you guys that we have a couple of little vacations going on, and of course our patrons know about that, but the details will come out, you know, eventually. We still have, you know, quite a few days before we got to go anywhere, and I don't know where we can sneak in a yard sale. It's going to be tough. I guess when we come back we could have a yard sale, but what's the weather going to be like then?
Right.
So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We might give you some sort of a sit-down update here in a little bit. I just don't know. There's so many questions that are up in the air as far as what we're going to do, so it's not like we can inform you because we don't know. So we'll let it go at that.